Hello and welcome to DWVP.
Hey.
My name's Eric and I'm here with
Annalise.
and today it's Saturday night and we're just hoping to chat with you guys for a little bit.
Yep.
We tried doing this a little bit earlier with The Sims, but my computer's having some trouble right now. So we're just going to be here and we're just going to be chatting with you guys tonight.
Yep.
I'm also going to switch on you now just to get an extra little chat going
Oh,
in.
yeah, sweet.
But Annalise is here. She's just working on a video that we're going to have uploaded for you guys later tonight. Which one are you working on? The concoction video?
Yes.
So if you haven't checked it out yet, you should definitely go and check out our YouTube channel. Because on our YouTube channel, so if you like Cuphead, we first did a Cuphead spinner challenge. I'll make sure I give you guys the link for that one before I get off tonight. But basically, Annalise lost the challenge. I prepared this terrible, nasty thing for her to drink.
So nasty.
She describes it as meatloaf without the meat.
Yeah,
Just
that's a pretty good description.
the loaf.
I'm going to grab my computer charger real quick.
But we're going to be uploading that as soon as we can tonight. Sorry for the noise. Annalise is getting up. But yeah, we'll be make sure to upload that as soon as possible. We also filmed actually another video today. It's not going to be up tonight, but it's going to be up soon. And if you enjoy it tonight and you want to be part of our Patreon, we'll give you early access to all of those videos in the future. There should be a link for that somewhere around here. Why is it sending you that? Oh wait, you went on there.
Yeah.
Alright. But yeah, so we'll be putting that on later, but it's a new video series we're starting called the Screw That series, where basically we're going through tons of pop culture news, and we are rating it on a scale of screw that to nailed it. I think some of the ones we discussed today were, like, you know, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Was definitely a big one of them. We also discussed NBA 2K19's new controversy and the Witcher Netflix series that's coming. We can actually just talk a little bit about each of those on here.
Yeah.
So for Avengers Endgame, I think we both agreed that it was definitely a screw that.
Oh, 100%.
Now, before you guys get all mad at me for not liking Endgame, actually, okay, I do like Endgame. I don't like the re-release of Endgame.
Yeah.
Give me a few seconds. I'm going to get started on you now up here.
Alright, sweet.
Alright, so just hold on for a few seconds. But I actually have some reasoning to backing up my argument. Will you now please load?
Okay, so I just now created you now so I can like make sure the stream's working and stuff. And I look up DWVP and the first thing to come up is you may also like. And it's like Daniel Howe.
What?
Cameron Dallas.
I like MTV. If you like us, you'll like MTV.
You must have a thing for acronyms.
That's true, yeah. If you type in DWVP, you got to think for acronyms.
Yeah, acronyms.
I like that. All right, we're going to try this. We're going to try this. Are you going to work this time?
Ready.
That is not my... Oh, wait. Yes, it is. Ooh, I need to add some, like, art or something. Our channel is looking blah.
Oh, it looks different to me.
Doesn't have that in mind, but hey, there's if you like this, you'll like MTV.
You like MTV.
I'm trying to save our discussion on Avengers Endgame until we get to you now, because I want to see as many people talking with us as possible.
Yeah.
Go on Twitch and send something in the chat so they can see it. They're allowed to. Just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Did it like delete everything from my computer? My computer is now saying it has nothing on it. Do you have all the DWVP stuff saved on your computer? Like profile pictures and stuff? It deleted all of it on mine for some reason. So if you're able to, add all of that to our U now. If you can do all that, for some reason it's
on
my
here.
computer. What? Is it?
What's that?
Did mine sign me into like some weird thing? What'd you sign into to get on?
I made my own account and I'm looking at it from an outsider's point of view.
Yeah, I don't understand you now. There's so many streaming services. I'm just going to start a live stream and we're going to see if it works. Oh my god, it's having so many problems. Now I have to figure out how to get a microphone hooked up. I already have a microphone being used, or I guess it's being used by Streamlabs OBS, so I won't be able to. I'm new to the whole Streamlabs thing, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently I'm having dropped frames again. Stay on this and see if I'm dropping any frames. Are any frames being dropped? I mean, do you think I'm good?
Slightly, but I mean, since it's just your face, I think. I don't know. I think
I'm gonna need to figure out what the problem with this is. Streamlabs refuses to work for me. We're having this weird thing with dropped frames where every once in a while, apparently, my face will stop doing it. So I'm just gonna move around crazy for a little bit, and at least tell me if it stops at all.
Sick dance moves right there.
I killed on the dance floor.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But you know, okay, so because we're fine now, I'm just gonna go back and discuss the possibility of.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Did it completely mess up?
Wait, I'm looking at it.
Did it just completely mess up?
Wait, what?
I don't understand what the problem with it is. I honestly don't understand how to do it. Can you look up how to fix drop frames on OBS?
I got it. I'm just watching the dance.
Oh, that was a beautiful
and the dance went through it perfectly.
Oh, so the dance goes through just fine.
I'm looking it up.
Well, like we were saying, when it comes to Avengers Endgame, look, I like Avengers. I do. I don't like the re-release. One, it's most obviously a cash grab. You have to type in Streamlabs too while you're at it. One, it's obviously a cash grab by Disney to try and overtake Avatar as a #1 film, which I think it's funny because Disney now owns Avatar and Avengers.
I was gonna say, and this is just kind of a Disney thing in general. They seem to be doing a lot of like cash grabby things lately.
Yeah, I'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
But so a lot of people are going to argue like, oh, but Avatar re-released itself. Okay, well, one, Avatar re-released itself a year, I believe.
Oh, it was like the movie came out December 2009, and then the re-release was August of 2000. So it was like almost a full year later.
Yeah. So Avatar was released a full year after its initial release. Plus, at least Avatar finished its, its CGI. That's what I'm looking for.
CGI and stuff. I think it said, I read online that it did, it was 9 extra minutes of footage. And for each of those 9 minutes, it was $1 million a minute to finish up the CGI.
So you have that, which is, I mean, still only 9 minutes, but at least the CGI was finished. Meanwhile, you have Avengers Endgame, which hasn't even finished the CGI for the Hulk scene. The Hulk scene is completely unimportant.
Yeah, no, honestly.
So it hasn't really changed anything at all. So the Hulk scene, one, isn't important. It's just a prelude to a diner scene. Whoopsie for spoilers, but I really don't think you can spoil Endgame at this point. I really don't think you can spoil Endgame at this point.
I think even the Russo brothers were like, reached a point where they were like, spoilers don't exist anymore. Yeah,
so basically, like, the Avengers Endgame re-release doesn't actually have anything that new added to it. It's just 6 minutes of Hulk CGI, Stan Lee tribute, and a preview of Spider-Man Far From Home, which is already out, so we don't really need to see, an extended trailer or whatever it was. It was something related to Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't think that the Avengers Endgame re-release is worth going to see unless you actually really want to see the movie again.
Yeah, honestly.
But yeah, so I definitely think they should have finished the CGI, and they should have gave us some scenes that were actually important.
I know I mentioned this in the video, but as someone who's I think Marvel's good and stuff. I'm not like an avid fan, but I know a lot of fans. Like my sisters are huge fans, and it's kind of like
lean in here if you want to talk.
It's kind of like my bangs. I'm sorry, y'all. I look rough. That's even worse. Okay, but they're kind of hurt by it because it's like they expected like a ton of new like good footage, and like it's not. It's kind of...
I think it's the unfinished CGI that bothers me the most. Like, if you're gonna just give only 6 extra minutes, that's fine. I mean, one, I would make them an important 6 extra minutes. Like, I believe... Did they finish all the scenes with Millie Bobby Brown? You have no idea, do you? There were going to be extra scenes with someone else. I'm pretty sure it was Millie Bobby Brown. Alright, you have no idea.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I believe it was going to be that. But at least make it some important footage. See, I keep skipping frames. We'll have to figure this out eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're going to add extra scenes with that. But the scenes they added just weren't important at all, you know?
Yeah,
so I really don't care about those extra scenes.
Yeah, no. And it's, I don't know, it's just a weird way to try and beat out Avatar, which is already something owned by Disney.
The quality's really bad.
Well, it's bad on YouTube, but then you go on, like, it's fine.
Oh, it looks beautiful right there. What about Twitch? How's Twitch doing? This is our first time doing a live stream, so we're really trying to make it look nice for everybody.
Oh, that's just my computer glitching. Can the stats go away, please?
What is happening there? Just expand it.
See, it looks good. See, it looks good. It's because YouTube instantly, when the Wi-Fi's not good, drops down the
oh, okay. So and at least
real low.
But yeah, so now I'm curious. If you could choose to re-release a movie, which one would it be? Like bring it back into theaters, extended footage, whatever.
Okay, this literally came out like last year, like end of last year, but 100%. It's
gonna be freaking Spider-Verse.
100%. Give me some extra footage of Spider-Verse.
I mean, yes, it's an amazing movie. It's definitely my tops, but that would not be one of the re-releases.
I love it.
I want to see Casablanca back in theater.
Ooh, yeah.
I want like an old movie. I want to be able to go to a movie theater and see something older. Like I want like a Roman Holiday, Casablanca, one of those in there. Yeah. Maybe even like an Interstellar. I could do an Interstellar.
Yeah, I was thinking more like if it came back to theaters and it had like extra footage, like.
I mean, the problem is I don't know what movies do and don't have extra footage,
exactly.
so I can't say.
See, I instantly say an animated show because you can instantly just animate more stuff.
You can get someone to cosplay as Humphrey Bogart and pretend.
Yeah. Just get a really good cosplay.
Just cut out some scenes from his other movies and stick them right back in.
Honestly. Just throw somebody in a fedora and you're fine. Editing. I am. It's rendering.
Rendering?
Or not
Ooh,
rendering,
you're done already?
exporting.
I don't know anything about editing.
I love it. I just throw the stuff in there, fix the audio, make it funny.
I'm just good at sitting here and looking pretty.
So am I, see? My skin is so red.
But then the other thing we were talking about, and this will go back to your Disney thing, was we were discussing NBA 2K19 and their dilemma with advertisements. Now, if you guys haven't heard yet, NBA 2K19 has this thing called, I believe it's 2K TV.
Yeah.
Which basically plays on loading screens. They've had this in previous games before. But something that's new that they have now are unskippable ads during 2K TV. Which, if I can find an example, I'll send a link to it later on, but it's absolutely terrible because the problem is the ad will start playing, and even if your game is finished loading, you have to sit through the ad.
Yeah. And
that can add an extra, 10 seconds onto your loading time, which might not sound like much, but that's actually quite a bit of time.
It's annoying. It's like having to, skip ads in a movie and stuff, or not movie, but, on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, so what we were talking about is, personally and on the video, is that there seems to be this big push towards money-oriented industries.
Yeah.
Currently, I mean, you see it a lot in gaming industries, with microtransactions becoming huge on the rise. Loot boxes controversy. I believe there was a Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy, which luckily in the end the fans won out, and I think that's what's going to happen with NBA 2K19. I'm pretty sure in the end the fans are going to win out, and we're not going to have to... It's absolutely dying right now. But I'm pretty sure in the end the fans are going to win out, and they're going to be... So the ads are skippable.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know yet, but I've definitely heard those rumors.
And it's just, honestly, we had this conversation the other day, move the camera towards me.
Get over here.
We had a conversation the other day about how DLCs, there's some DLCs that are like that. Some DLCs that you have to go buy, or else the game's pretty much, the storyline isn't finished for the next game.
Yeah, we were discussing that with Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
If anybody knows Dragon Age Inquisition.
Which, I mean, it sucks for the fans and stuff that, actually, I can't fix my bangs. It's fine. It's whatever. It sucks for the fans who, can't afford to like buy the DLCs and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was really young and like saving up money just to buy like a $60 brand new video game. And like imagine like saving up money buying that $60 video game as a kid and then like finding out that you have to buy like a DLC just to figure out the actual ending.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's just like DLC is a increasingly popular thing. I mean,
Yeah.
DLCs weren't that huge
Yeah, and like
a couple years ago, but
Yeah.
suddenly DLCs are really on the rise.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, if you think about it, you essentially are paying for an unfinished game.
yeah.
You're having to pay to add parts to the game when I feel like they should have been there the entire time.
Yeah. And like some DLCs are okay. Like I like
I'm not saying DLCs are bad.
No, DLCs aren't bad. Like the Cuphead DLC that's coming out is like it's not. It's really like it's just its own little side.
I don't think
quest
anybody
thing.
actually plays Cuphead for the story
Yeah, no one plays
anyway.
Cuphead
I mean,
for
the
the
story's
story.
so weak. You pretty much know the entire thing from just the opening theme song
Yeah.
of Cuphead.
It's like congrats, you're 2 cups going on an adventure to steal some souls.
That's the lamest thing you ever said.
Do you like the voice that I did with it?
I do not. I do not at all.
Hi, we're just 2
We're
cups
skipping
going on
badly
an
again.
adventure.
Let's give it a few seconds. Let it do its thing. I'm going to see if I can scoot over a tiny bit. Kill me. I'm going to put on battery saver mode. Maybe that'll help my CPU a little bit. My CPU is committing suicide.
If it makes you feel any better, my video is not exporting very fast.
How long is it going to take to export it? It's only 21% done.
21. I look so red.
What we're talking about. Yeah, and then we were saying it's extending into other industries. Like, there's just a lot of industries that seem to be becoming very money-oriented. I mean, you could talk about YouTube, you could talk about movies, etc. YouTube's a bad one now. YouTube is getting a lot of ads. Like, I love YouTube, don't get me wrong. I mean, we make videos on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe.
But, like, I know I as someone who watches other YouTubers, I know that there's been a lot of issues with monetization and stuff, and like copyright issues, and then just a bunch of messy
copyright's
stuff.
a whole other separate issue.
But there's just been a lot of issues with the line and crossing that line and like trying to find where that line is exactly of creating content that is about a copywritten subject, but isn't like it's like adding to. It's a fine line.
I don't know
and
if
it's
I'd
hard
agree
to
that that's a
describe.
bad thing, because like that's pretty important. I'd say copyright's pretty important.
Yeah,
and
like
I think that's on the job of the creator to figure out what is and isn't copyright.
Yeah. But there's just been a lot of issues with monetization and stuff, and also on like a viewer side, like the ads.
The ads are what I was referring to. The ads are getting rough.
Ridiculous.
I mean, now you're getting 2 ads between videos. They're increasing the length of an ad before you have to skip it. Ads in the middle of videos, ads as banners at the bottom of videos, and now ads at the end of videos, along with ads that are sponsored suggestions.
Yeah.
You didn't have this if you went back several years ago. Yeah. So this is a relatively recent trend of multiple companies becoming more focused on money.
Yeah.
And you see small ads. There's ads everywhere. Sponsored ads are everywhere.
Yeah. Like, I know mobile games, like, I am
mobile
fond
games are ridiculous.
of mobile games. I have quite a few cat mobile games. But, like, you download them, and you go to play them. And then, like, an ad pops up. And then every time you try and do something, an ad pops up. And I don't know, it's just annoying.
Can you go through and add more, like, oh, God, there goes our frames again. Can you go through and try to add some, like, tags and everything?
Yeah.
Just
and I'm
make it
probably gonna dip out and still be involved, but be off camera because I'm gonna work on the thumbnail.
All right, go rock that.
Yeah.
So what was it we were talking about?
YouTube and capitalism.
But yeah, no, you're noticing this trend in a lot of industries lately. I'm gonna switch the camera back on over here. But yeah, I'm noticing this trend in a lot of industries lately of just increasing money-oriented goals. And you see this everywhere. So let me know what you think in this little chat box, and I'll be checking along on all the little things, see what you guys think. I just definitely think it's a new trend. Don't you agree, Annalise?
Yeah. It's especially the, like, 2-ad thing that's unskippable. That's
you know what else I think is very capitalistically oriented? Disney currently.
Yeah.
With the live-action remakes. Now, why are the live-action remakes a thing? And I was thinking about it. I think it's just Disney capitalizing on, one, not having to create a new script. I mean, just having to revise, but they already have a basic plot in place.
Yep.
Basic ideas are already in place. And now they are capitalizing on our nostalgia. Because we're all nostalgic about these things. We've all seen Little Mermaid. We've all seen Lion King. We've all seen Aladdin. So they're capitalizing on our nostalgia, while also being able to re-release the films to new generations of children. And from there, they can continue making profits off of everything again.
Exactly.
Because now, not just our generation knows them. Now it's being re-released to theaters, so future generations can get to know it.
Mm-hmm.
And God, my frame rates are dying.
I think there's an issue. A lot of things, like especially on my computer, aren't really loading.
Well, the problem is that screws us over for future of wanting to do live streams. Because I love talking to you guys live.
Yeah, it's fun. It makes me sad.
But yeah, there's definitely an issue with the live stream. I mean, not the live streams. The re-releasing and live-action versions of films. Yeah. Because kids today just aren't as interested in animated films, I don't believe. I definitely think live-action are what kids are more interested in today.
Except for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I definitely think that live-action is what kids these days are interested in.
Can we be sponsored by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and taquitos? My two favorite things.
That being said, I don't think The Lion King's not really a live action. We're just calling it that, but it's not live action at all.
It's not at all.
There's nothing about this live action.
If anyone gets an award for CGI.
The CGI does look pretty good. But it's just like they're capitalizing on nostalgia while also being able to sell the same stories to a new generation of children. Like, I want to see new stories from Disney.
Although there is, I feel like there's so much that they're putting out there, which plays into the capital money and stuff like that. But there's a Disney thing coming out like 2 movies a month.
Oh, definitely. You can tell they're one of the major ones. There's always a Disney movie out in the theaters, it feels like.
Yeah.
There's definitely always something that has at least Disney involved in it in some fashion. Out. Whether it's a Pixar film to a full-on Disney film.
Yeah, because you just said that and you were like, new animated films and stuff, but then it popped into my head the new, there's a new Pixar movie coming out that Chris Pratt and Tom Holland are voice actors in.
Oh, and I'm gonna be honest, I honestly don't care about Tom Holland as much as most people do.
I don't either. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the real Spider-Man.
Oh my god, how many times did you say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in one live stream?
Sponsor me.
Oh god, I completely lost track of where I was going because you said Spider-Verse so many times.
If you say Spider-Verse 3 times, Spider-Man arrives in your living room.
Oh god, where was I?
We're talking about Disney and Lion King and stuff.
You know what I was thinking? You know what you don't see much of anymore? Cartoons.
Yeah, no.
Like, all of the original Disney movies are cartoons, and god, our frame rates are dying. But one thing you don't see a lot of anymore are cartoon films. I mean, all of the original Disney films are cartoons. You see tons of cartoons everywhere. Anastasia, Little Mermaid, the original Lion King. Most of these things that we're getting live action remakes of were originally cartoons. So why isn't Disney making cartoons anymore? I mean, Princess and the Frog was the last one, and that was released quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So these just aren't things you see anymore. I wonder why that is. Is that just a changing taste? Is there a trend towards 3D animation?
That's a really good question. I don't really know.
Yeah, maybe it's just a trend towards.
I think maybe it's what you mentioned earlier about kids aren't really interested in cartoon things.
Yeah.
Which is sad. I don't know.
I mean, maybe that's why they're re-releasing everything as live action. They want to. I mean, it's either got to be that they want to capitalize off of nostalgia monetarily, or they just truly love the stories and they want to give those to a new generation of kids. Or I guess it could be a little bit of a mix of both, but I definitely think it tends towards the monetary side.
Exactly.
Let us know what you think, whichever one you're on.
Yeah.
And then the last thing we were talking about was the Witcher Netflix series they're creating now. I've played The Witcher, she hasn't, but I was a little nervous initially when they said Henry Cavill was going to be playing the lead, but after seeing those new photos they put out there, I'm actually not that scared. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm more curious about is a discussion on the increasing trend of having video game movies. I mean, we recently just saw Assassin's Creed movie.
Yeah.
We're seeing a Witcher series Netflix show. I mean, we're getting a lot of gaming adaptations. Something I've always noticed is that video game adaptations just don't work.
No.
They don't work. I mean, I guess you could say you had a few ones. I mean, the Super Mario Brothers adaptation was pretty spot on. It was pretty good, if I say so myself. What movie would you like to see be released? Forget Avengers Endgame. I want the Super Mario. Have you even seen Super Mario's movie?
I have not.
You have no room to comment then. Get out of here. I'm just joking.
I was going to say Captain Underpants. Re-release of Captain Underpants or the SpongeBob movie.
Have you seen Captain Underpants?
I have not, but I've seen pictures of it.
She's commenting on things she hasn't even seen. Or about someone who has seen Super Mario Brothers movie. But no, there's just an increasing trend on video game movies. And I'm really surprised. Why don't you think video game movies ever work out? They don't. They never work out. I mean, name a seriously good video game movie. We had a Hitman movie. I guess you could argue Warcraft was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Assassin's
Creed movie, a Witcher Netflix series. I can't comment on the Witcher Netflix series yet.
I think the issue comes in that like there's small audiences, but there's avid audiences.
What do you mean?
So like,
well, I guess you have had good adaptations. I changed my mind. Minecraft Story Mode on Netflix.
10 out of 10.
All right, what were you saying?
But they're like, everyone knows about like Mario and stuff like that, and like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like when you think of stuff like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's a small audience who absolutely adores it, but they're an avid audience, and so they like push for it to happen. So I don't know how much that plays.
Well, something similar to that happened with Scott Pilgrim, because Scott Pilgrim had a big push, and then it came out, and then it kind of died. As much as I love the movie, I think it's a fantastic movie. I love Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
The movie and the graphic novel series, but the movie definitely died.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't necessarily know if that's what I was going for, but I think it might be is that video games are just a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Than movies are. Because video games are very hands-on. You're active within the story. Even if you're not changing the story, you are active within it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could argue most don't have a story. Might be why Mario movie died. But at least for like an Assassin's Creed game, you are active within the story. Even though you are not necessarily changing it, you are an active participant in it. And I think maybe that active participation changes it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, video games have always had rather outlandish plots.
Yeah.
But outlandish plots aside, because you see that a lot in movies too, I think maybe just the big issue is trying to take a story that's meant for an active participation and changing it to something where it's not. I mean, nobody typically sits around just watching cutscenes of video games. And even so, cutscenes of video games are made in a way where there are lots of bits of information quickly packed into tiny frames of time.
Yeah.
And you don't need that in a movie. Movies can drag themselves out a bit more.
Yeah, they do.
So I think maybe that's the issue, is that video games and movies are just completely different experiences, and you need to, if you're trying to make like an Assassin's Creed video game, you need to rethink what that means to be a movie and to be a video game.
Yeah.
And God, what are you doing?
I'm editing it. It wasn't bright enough.
I don't think that made it much better.
What are you talking about?
I would definitely go back to what it was before. I wish I could show you what's happening on the screen right now. It is insane.
Fix it.
Just go back to how it looked before. Maybe you just go and look up how to increase brightness. Our light is not the best.
It's not necessarily like the brightness, it's the warmth of the picture.
I mean, it didn't look that bad before.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the worst picture of me ever taken. I can't wait till you guys see
I
can't wait till you get wrong. I have worse pictures taken of me. What a compliment.
It's a good picture.
You guys will see when we upload the video soon. I'm going to make sure that you guys see that. So if you can, go to our YouTube. It's just DWVP. You can also check out our Twitter, DWVP Studios, our Instagram, d.w.v.p. Just check out us on all of these and make sure if you enjoy talking with us, we're going to try to keep doing these every Saturday, I'm thinking, because I personally really enjoy these.
I like it. It's fun.
I just enjoy chatting with you guys. It's a Saturday night, and I just want to talk.
It's a Saturday night, and I just want to talk.
All right, so what else is on your mind, Annalise? I'm going to be checking out some trending hashtags on Twitter to see what the big news in the world is recently.
What is on my mind?
What is on your mind? Or what is on your mind if you're watching this?
What's on my mind?
I choked on my harmonica. Nobody could understand my cries for help. That is such a golden joke. I'm so happy we thought of that.
10 out of 10.
All right. So the problem is I don't know anything about these trending hashtags. UCF 239. I don't know anything about UCF.
I almost said I'm not even from California.
Jorgen von... What's his name? Jorgen von Strangle. Is that the guy from Fairly Odd Parents?
Yes.
I'm looking this up now. Fairly Odd Parents was a huge show in my childhood.
The guy who, the lead fairy.
The big buff guy?
Yes.
Jorgen von Strangle. That is my guy. I want to cosplay Jorgen von Strangle one day. I'm working out just so I can have the body goals of Jorgen von Strangle.
Oh yeah.
Like, can everybody get these people stop? I don't want to see a girl trying to do a sexy Jorgen von Strangle.
What do you mean? These are.
I just want to see an actual Jorgen von Strangle. I don't even want to know what's happening right here. Go back to editing. Okay, gotta get this done. Done. I don't like that. That looks like the start to a porno.
Oops.
But yeah, Jorgen von Strangle. I watched a lot of Fairly Odd Parents growing up.
So did I.
What else did you watch growing up? For me, it was Ed and Eddie, Fairly Odd Parents, and SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, Ed and Eddie, Fairly Odd Parents, Rugrats.
No, you got nothing on my Ed and Eddie obsession. That is the best show of all time.
I was obsessed with Powerpuff Girls. I have a picture of me at like 5 years old wearing a Powerpuff Girl outfit.
So I didn't watch them that much. Ed and Eddie was for me. I think I've seen every episode of Ed and Eddie like twice. I still regularly quote Ed and Eddie in my daily life. Have you ever heard me say, like, it smells like fresh cut spring flowers blooming across the babbling brook with a hint of lemon?
Yes.
That's from Ed and Eddie. Respect my personal space, please. Thank you. That's from Ed and Eddie.
Thank you.
I make a lot of Ed and Eddie references.
I've made a lot of plank references.
Planky plank?
Plank. The plank.
The plank.
That has plank.
Plank. His name is Plank.
His name is Plank.
The child or brother or best friend of Johnny 2x4.
Yeah. I just got that.
You never got his last name?
2x4.
Johnny 2x4?
2x4.
His name's Johnny 2x4.
2x4.
I don't know. Did they ever say that's his full name, or is that just like a nickname given to him?
I don't know. It's his full name in my book.
His full name is Johnny 2x4.
I watched a lot of Codename Kids Next Door.
I watched a little bit of Codename Kids Next Door. I did a lot of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Foster's Home? Foster's Home. I was so obsessed with Foster's Home, I think I disturbed my parents because I pretended to have an imaginary friend for so long. Yeah. Like, I purposely pretended to have an imaginary friend just so I could act like and feel like I was on Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
That makes my heart happy.
What movies did you watch as a kid?
To be honest,
Toy Story.
My family was not huge on watching.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, prior to meeting me, she had never seen The Matrix, Indiana Jones. You still haven't seen Indiana Jones. Even like Despicable Me and all those other normal kids movies that like everybody watches just for the meme. I made her watch WALL-E for the first time. I
wasn't sheltered.
You were sheltered.
My parents just never put on different movies.
Your parents just never
so
put on
I'd watched Super 8, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Harry Potter series.
You're telling me when you were like 6 years old, you sat down and watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
All 3 hours.
I've actually never seen that.
I can't remember any of it.
I have not seen Close Encounters
I remember the piano part.
I don't remember that part because I've never seen it.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
What, piano part?
That's all I'm gonna say. The piano part.
But yeah, I would definitely have to say I watched a lot of movies growing up. I always had this weird thing for old classic movies. Like I said earlier, I would love to see a re-release of, not a remake, never a remake of Casablanca. I would see a re-release of it, but I would never want a remake. I know Lady Gaga, I believe, actually wanted a remake of Casablanca. She wanted to play Ilsa Lund. And I think that would have been tragic. I know no studio would accept her proposal. I'm pretty sure it was Lady Gaga. I'm pretty sure. Because no one would accept her proposal. Huh?
It sounds like a Lady Gaga.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was Lady Gaga. Because I know no studio would accept her proposal because they pretty much list Casablanca as an untouchable film.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's untouchable.
You can't touch it.
It's such a golden film. Everybody loves it. It's on every list of best movies. It's just it's not something you touch.
Yeah.
Some movies are just better left alone.
Yeah, no, that's such a golden movie. What's your favorite movies?
Me?
Yeah.
I've already told you Casablanca.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think the other issue with Casablanca remake, I'll go back to your point on favorite movies in a second. I was just thinking about it. I don't know if you've seen Casablanca. If not, I highly recommend it. And if you have, then you'll understand where I'm coming from, I hope. But Casablanca is definitely a time-oriented movie. It needed to be released in the time that it was released. Because the whole point of it is that it's not just a story of Rick. Rick is supposed to symbolize the United States of America. And this was released before this, like, right at the start of World War II, where America had not officially entered the war yet. And Warner Brothers was one of the few, was it Warner Brothers?
Yeah, I think
it was Warner Brothers.
I believe so.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was one of the few movie production industries that would actually take a stance against the Nazis. And they'd actually released other movies prior to Casablanca, giving a dislike and distaste for the Nazis.
Yeah.
But Casablanca was one that actively called for America to join the war effort. And I like to believe that it was somewhat influential in at least the minds of the American citizens in having us join in the war.
Yeah, it's a very important piece.
Because the whole point is, in the beginning, Rick is initially saying that he sticks his neck out for no one. That's supposed to represent America. We stick our necks out for no one. And then as the movie progresses, he slowly begins to turn, and he agrees in the end to help out Victor and Ilsa, thereby entering into the war effort. And that's supposed to symbolize America. We initially don't care, but over time we should be dragged into it. And that's why there's such awful depiction of Nazis in it. Actually, even in the beginning, there's subtlety in it. In the beginning, there was an Italian, I'm pretty sure it's an Italian pickpocketer. And they purposely made him Italian because of the Italian involvement in the war. So if you look, all of the negative characters were the powers that were on the opposite side of the axis. So I think that's very interesting and very clever.
Oh, yeah.
But it's such a beautiful movie, and that symbolism doesn't make sense as much in today's society, so I think it's better to leave it in that time period and make it more historically based.
Yeah, it definitely needs to stick with its time.
But if you haven't watched Casablanca yet, I recommend doing so,
100%.
and make sure you have the historical background knowledge. Remember that Rick represents the United States, Victor is representing the war effort. If you're going to go through and watch it, definitely stick with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I got love for classic movies. For some reason, I just know a weird amount about classic movies. Like Roman Holiday actually wasn't supposed to be filmed black and white, but he wanted to film it on location in Rome, so he had to opt for the cheaper footage of black and white. So it actually wasn't our artistic design choice like most people think it was. It was just because they didn't give him the budget to film in color because he wanted to actually film in Rome.
Ooh.
Which I think is really interesting.
Fun fact.
Other favorite movies. Interstellar. Definitely up there
love
for me.
Interstellar.
I love Interstellar. I'm a Christopher Nolan fan.
Yeah.
Dark Knight, Inception, Prestige, Interstellar. It's all great movies.
Oh, yeah.
What about you? What are some of your favorites?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's good. Don't get me wrong.
I like Casablanca. I really like Casablanca. After watching the Batman series, I understand why it's your top. Like,
I personally think the Dark Knight
love
trilogy is above any Marvel movie that's ever come out.
What else? I am a huge fan of Good Will Hunting.
I've not seen Good Will
Always
Hunting.
been one of my favorites. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, just because it's like something I watched so much in my childhood.
Yeah.
Jeez. I love Roman Holiday because I love.
Actually, you know what? I would probably say Dark Knight is in my top. I think Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker is the best, and I really enjoy the psychological ideas behind it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of like stuff that's like really like intense.
I gotta say Tangled's up there.
Oh,
just thinking about it. I do have a small love for Disney, and I would definitely say Tangled is in my top.
Tangled's my favorite animated film.
Yeah.
Favorite.
Oh, it's definitely my favorite animated film. I would say
100.
Tangled and then Into Spider-Verse.
I
put them very close together because I think they're both amazing in different ways. I just have to go with Tangled above because I think Flynn Rider is absolutely amazing.
Oh, 100%.
He is by far the best Disney prince.
100%.
All right, and while checking with that, I think would be a great time to end our very first live stream.
Yeah.
I think we should start making this a more ongoing occurrence, just relatively nightly live streams.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
So I hope you enjoyed our time here, and I can't wait to see you again at our next stream. Now, if you haven't, please make sure to go on our YouTube channel, like and subscribe, or whatever platform you're viewing this on, make sure to give us a subscribe so you can chat with us all the time. We would love to see you back here again. And until next time, we will see you then.
Bye, guys.